Hello my hair warriors, it's me, Aaron O'Brien, your friendly neighbourhood hairdresser. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at Lordhair.com. And what are we going to speak about today? We are going to be talking about the UTS. Yes, the Ultra Thin Skin Hair System from Lordhair. This is 0.03 in thickness. Super thin, super natural. But how are we going to take care of it? I'm going to tell you right now. The goal of this video is to show you how to take care of your UTS system, how to make sure that it lasts longer, how to clean it while it's on your head, but also how to clean it when you take it off and change it, to make sure that you get the longevity out of your hair system. It's really important, and I'm going to go step by step and show you exactly how it's done. It's been 3 weeks already, and it's time for me to change my hair system. To start off, I like to use a little bit of C22. This is great. I usually buy the larger bottles to save some dollars, and I put it into these little spray bottles, and yeah, I just get more bang for my buck. So you're going to spray a little bit just around the hairline, and then I like to massage it in just to take off the system. The system I'm currently wearing is the Neo, and I really enjoy the Neo. It's great. It is a mix of the skin, and it also has lace in there as well, especially around the hairline. And then I'm just going to peel this back. There's no effort taking this off, to be honest, because I've been wearing it for 3 weeks, and I am looking forward to getting my new system on. And you know what? I'm going dark. Yes, I'm going dark. I just want to do it again. I like mixing it up, and that's the great thing about wearing hair systems. You can change the base style, and you can also change the hair color. All right, let's get into it. It's so invigorating. Nothing better than getting all of this glue off the scalp. I do this all day. Creepy. Okay, so we're about to take care of our system. One thing always remember about the UTS, and especially the 0.03, is it is quite stretchy. Do not overstretch your system. If you do this, it can dislodge the hair and it'll shed a little bit more. First up, I want to take a wider toothed comb. Now, I don't want it to be too wide where it doesn't brush through the system correctly, so I usually see about 1/4 of an inch or less in between each bristle for combing. Now, I like to comb it first when it's dry to make sure that there's no tangles in the system. So give it a nice brush, and make sure that you don't put the bristles directly on top when brushing. Put them at a slight angle and just comb and follow around the hair. And you're going to do it nice and gently. You can start off from the bottom, working your way to the top. This is really helpful, especially before you shampoo or wash your system. It reduces the amount of tangles in the system altogether. Once I've done that, I then like to take the dome, that's usually supplied by Lordhair, and I place my system on top, just like this. And the reason I do that is to make sure I don't stretch the system too much when I wash it. And you're going to take your hose attachment, if you have one at home, or you can just place it underneath the tap of your sink, and we are going to wet down our system. Okay, so once the system is absolutely drenched and saturated, we're going to take our dishwashing soap. Now, this is going to make sure that there's nothing alive on your system at all. It's going to be super clean. So I like to do one wash with the UTS. You know what? You're not supposed to take the lid off. You just squeeze. Just a few drops, and you're going to massage it in without stretching or moving the system. So you just gently take your hands over and you wipe it and wash it just like this to make sure the base is nice and clean. You'll see that it's starting to foam up, and make sure you get around all of the edges as well. This can be done while removing glue, and if you really have to do a second wash, you can, but follow the same method. Do not scrub these systems too hard. Now, I like to let this sit for about 30 seconds to 1 minute before rinsing, and then I wash it all off and make sure that there's no residue. So make sure you rinse using lukewarm water. If you're using water that is too hot, most materials expand and shrink. So we want to keep it at a nice steady temperature, just like that. And make sure that there is no residue, please. Don't have any leftovers. Once that is done, we're going to just turn our system around and place it this way on the dome. We're going to wet down our system again to make sure the hair is nice and clean on the other side. Again, using lukewarm water. You take your dishwashing soap, or you can also, on this side, use your normal shampoo. But make sure that it is moisturizing shampoo, it is not volume or has anything that is going to cause too much texture in the hair. We want to keep it nice, moisturized and tangle free. You only need a little bit of shampoo, and I tend to just rub around the hair in slight circular motions, and then I'll even get my fingers in and just run them in like this. Do not scrub these systems too hard, and you can use this method when you are washing your ultra thin skin in the shower to make sure that you're giving it optimum care and to make sure that it performs at its very best. So I've given that one shampoo and we're ready to rinse with our lukewarm water. If you want, you can also give this a bit of a cold shot at the end. That will add a little bit of shine. Even after shampooing, look how shiny that system is. But I have one last step that I'm going to go through, and that's conditioning the hair. So with conditioning, I like to use a small amount of conditioner. The whole point as well of washing our systems is to make sure that there's not too much product buildup. When you use too much conditioners, too many leave-in conditioners, and build them on days and days of use, it becomes too heavy on the hair. When anything comes too heavy on the hair, it adds that kind of gritty texture, and the hair can shed more when you're sleeping, when you're moving, when you're wearing hats, all of those things. So try not to use too much product, especially on a UTS system. So when we're applying, I like to just gently just put it on the top of the hair and just on the ends. Then I come in again with my, I will say, a semi-wide tooth comb, and just work your way at an angle like this. You can still put your hair on a dome, even if you're using it on your own head in the shower, and you just gently bring it around and wrapping around the dome or wrapping it around your head. This will give a tangle-free hair system, and then you just rotate the system around and start on the other side. Wrap the hair again, and remember to keep it at an angle. If you go in like this, it might rip some of the hair out, and it can also poke holes in your ultra thin skin system. Using the dome also prevents too much stretch. And if you are washing your hair, what I tend to do is hold down some of the hair in the system, and then I just comb it through the ends. So you're not pulling the hair directly at the base. The hair system will last much longer and you won't get as much shedding. And we all want to save some dollars. Okay, perfect. Once that's done, we're going to rinse it out and it's ready to go. When your system is fully rinsed, you're going to take a towel. You can also take a microfiber towel as well, or anything that is going to absorb a lot of water. You're going to place it on the system, whether this is on your head or on the dome, and you're going to pat it dry. You take your palm of your hand and place it around and just pat it on the head. This is going to absorb a lot of the water, and you can see that the hair will not have moved or budged much. And then you're going to take your wide tooth comb and just gently move through the hair again before you put it on your head. Okay, I'm just about ready to get my UTS system on this beautiful scalp. Let's go. Okay, so a little trick I always use is I take a towel and I wrap it around my dome provided by Lordhair. This kind of keeps it a little bit steady and stops your hair system from sliding when you're placing your glue on top. Just make sure that towel is nice and secure and placed underneath. There we go. And then we're going to take our hair system and we're going to lie it down gently. Now once that's on, please avoid stretching. Make sure that all of the hair is placed downwards and you don't have any popping up on top of the system, as this will pose a problem when the glue is on, because hair will get stuck underneath and you will be very upset. Okay, so first up we're going to take a little bit of alcohol. The top of the system is dry. Make sure it's dry to touch. Spritz, spritz, spritz. Then take some clean hands and just rub it around the top of the system. Don't use any towels, anything like that to rub this in. Just use your hands. Skin on skin, that's what I say. All right, so you can let that dry. Usually takes about 30 seconds or so for the alcohol to dry in. And that's gonna make it adhere a little bit better, but it also cleans it even more. So if there was anything on that system, it's now dead and gone, far, far away. So next up we have our glue. I like to use Ghost Bond. Ghost Bond is a tried and true. It works so well, and I always recommend using this on a UTS system, an ultra thin skin system. The reason I use glue over tape on an ultra thin skin system is because when you're ripping tape off your system, you have to be really, really careful. Now, do I use tape on the ultra thin skin systems? Yes, I do. Should I? No. But it's just, I find it a bit easier for me. But I also really love glue. I also find glue lasts longer on a UTS system, and it stays a little bit longer as well. And these are very delicate because they're so realistic that we want to make sure that we're doing and following all Lordhair's instructions. Okay, so you're going to, I like to put the glue on my brush. And sometimes if you can't get through the little closure, I tend to take it off sometimes, and then I'll put the lid back on. Alright, so you're going to take the glue and then you're going to place it around the system. Now what's great about this is it starts off white, and you will notice when it dries down too, because it'll be completely clear. When you're doing the edges, make sure you're really careful. I tend to leave like 0.5 millimeter around the edges, because when you place the system on, the glue spreads ever so slightly, and it gives it room for when heat on the scalp tends to make the glue melt a little bit. So it gives it that little bit of room so it doesn't go directly into your hair, and it stays on the system a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna fully cover this down, let it dry, and then I'm gonna put it on. Okay, so now we're placing the system. Make sure not to overstretch the system when you're placing it on. So as you roll it back, make sure you roll it back gently and just place it onto the head, just like that. Oh my God, it's so comfortable. This feels like it's absolutely natural. I like to take a towel afterwards, place it on, and just gently pat down, adding some pressure to make sure that the system completely adheres to the head. Okay. So that's it on and ready to go. Look at that hairline. Wow, that is absolutely unbelievable. Make sure to take your comb, do not go in like this, just use the edge of your comb and place and press down around the hairline to make sure that the glue is adhered properly. Also, before you start styling, do not style straight away. Wait about maybe 5 minutes or so to make sure that the glue and everything is settled. Then you're going to take your comb and gently just brush forward. Now, I'm going to give this 10 minutes. I'm going to style and I'm going to show you everything afterwards. This feels amazing. Is this my real hair? That's what I'm going to tell everybody. Okay, so that's been 10 minutes that my hair has been sitting, and I want to make sure when you're blow drying your hair to use it on a medium heat. Do not have it at its highest, and then also keep it on a low blow setting. That's very important because we want to make sure that we're not putting too much pressure on the hair when we're blow drying it. So the less tugging, the better. To prevent product buildup or anything on the system, just keep it clean, don't add too much product in it. I'll tell you at the end what you can use to make sure that you feel like your hair is still in place and it looks good afterwards. But the less product, the better. So with my hair system, I just blast dried it up to about 80 to 90% dry. The less work we have to do with a brush and a blow dryer from wet, the better. So make sure your hair is nearly dry before you even start styling. I like to use a bristle brush. You can also use a boar bristle, which is the boar bristle hair. So it's a bit softer and easier on the hair. But if you're gentle with this, you'll be absolutely fine. Just don't dig it into the base and just work on the mid-lengths and ends of the hair. Okay, so let's get styling. Okay, so what we want to use is a light hold hairspray. That's the only product I really recommend on a ultra thin skin system. Or you can use Elnet Light. So anything that says it's light or it's elastic or lightweight, they're always good hairsprays to use. I keep it at a bit of a distance. I spray and just let it fall. You do not need a lot of product for your hair system. So we just spritz it. Then you can bring your fingers through just to style it. And that is it. Okay, so that's the finished product. I hope you enjoyed my video and learned a lot on how to take care of your ultra thin skin systems. Don't forget to click the link and comment below if you have any questions or if you even have an idea for my next video. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.